Good morning. Good morning. Just jumping on this morning as I have a little bit of time. It's a freezing cold morning over here. Polar vortex up here in the Great White North, just outside Toronto, Southern Ontario. Coach John here. Have a little bit of free time. My son is inside getting a haircut, and I'm waiting. And I had some ideas that were just kind of flowing in my mind this morning, so I felt I'd better just kind of get on and do a little dump, a little mind dump with all of you. There's so much confusion in the world with regards to health, and at the root of that confusion is I think, my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm a personal trainer for 35 years now. And this is what I've learned. This is what I've seen from my experience. Is that there's a gross misunderstanding of health. That the health that we learn about in school, the health that we are educated on, the understanding of the body that we learn the anatomy of and we learn the physiology of in school. It's like a dark ages understanding of the body. The information that we learn that is taught to us in school, it's hundreds of years old. I'm going to say at least 150 years old, and I would say honestly that it's probably 200 or 300 years old. I don't think that there's been any update to what we're teaching for anatomy and physiology for the last couple 100 years. Like we identified the parts of the body hundreds of years ago, and that's what we're still teaching: the body and its individual parts. And unfortunately, this thought process of separate and individual parts of the body and the body working in separate individual parts, that this idea right here is incorrect. The body works completely as a collective, as a unit that is managed and controlled by the supercomputer, the brain. The mind, the body follows the brain, or the body follows the mind. The thoughts that we think come into the body, come into the cells of the body, and so the mind governs the health. It's not these individual parts of the body doing individual things. And there is a new technology now with cameras that can be microscopically inserted into the body now, that we can see so much more within the body while it's alive. 300 years ago or more, when we started with cadaver study, we started cutting up dead bodies to understand the anatomy of the body. That this is how we got it. We cut open the dead bodies and we found the organs, and we found the muscles, and we found the connective tissues and the vessels of the body, and by pulling on tendons, we saw what happened, and we gained an understanding and an insight into how the body works. But we were using dead bodies, cadavers, and because we created our human anatomy from the dead body, we weren't able to see. We didn't have the technology to look into a living body. Now we do. We didn't have that capacity 300 or 400 years ago when we were developing the anatomy that we're still being taught. And it's not changing, and it's not going to change. Like, they won't change it because it would mean a complete disruption to the entire system of society, and that's not an option. So it continues to stay this way, and there's a huge division where it comes to our health, because the society is built on this system that requires humans to eat, drink, get sick, and then go to the doctor, get the medications. And this is how the economy works. Like, this is what feeds the economy, the global economy. Oil, pharmaceutical, food, and drug. Like, these are the big financial players in the global economy, and they are publicly traded, so we're all invested in those things economically, and we all want to benefit from the growth of those things. So it's become like an socio-economic problem. Like, it's a global socio-economic problem that's creating sickness, illness, and disease in humans, and that is a global business. that's has an economic payout to the society when people get sick. Like, people buy the medications, people pay for the surgeries, um, insurance dollars cover the surgeries, insurance dollars cover the medications. It's big insurance, it's big food, it's big oil, it's big pharma. This is what's driving things the way that they are going. So it's not going to change. I don't see that changing. It's going to stay this way, and it's up to the human as an individual to find the truth out for themselves and take responsibility for themselves and their own individual health. And for that reason, um, that creates a space for people like myself who, you know, went rogue, went independent, and found health for themselves, healed themselves, or found incredible healing in themselves, and then for them to come back now and speak to the population and share what they've learned about health and natural health and how the body heals itself. The body heals itself. The body has always healed itself since we were children. I mean, you go to the doctor, you put a cast on your arm when it's broken. However, the arm, the cast just holds the arm still. It's a stillness that creates health. Just bringing your body to stillness alone is enough to start shifting you towards health. So it's a completely different model that we need in order to achieve health. It's not a model of getting things that we need. It's a model of arriving at a stillness within the body, which means a stillness in mind, and a stillness in mind that's achieved through breathing. Like, just observing your breath is like an observation of yourself and your life. This, as you watch the breath, you watch your sustainability. As you become present with yourself and your breath and your life, your body is still and it begins to heal itself. The body heals itself. As long as I can remove the obstruction that's gotten into the body, there's an obstruction in the body. There's a a stagnation, a blockage within the body that's blocking us from health. And it needs to be removed. It's a mental block. There's thoughts. There's a physical block. There's a mucus. There's an inflammatory waste in the body. There's virus. There's bacteria that's gotten into the body. Now that's living entity. So there is an entity that wants to live. So it strives to live within the body. That's driving things. You've got an entity within the body, a virus or bacteria. You've got a mucus within the body. You've got an inflammatory mucus within the body. It dries and hardens and creates like a rock or a stone that can be in the body. So there's like a hard material. It's a mucus, a dried, caked up mucus, an inflammatory waste that all of the cells make. Like every cell in the human body creates this mucus. It uses this mucus to rush virus and bacteria and debris out of the body. Every cell does this, and when that mucus dries up and dehydrates and hardens inside the body, it creates an obstruction. So there is a physical obstruction. There is a mental obstruction. The mental obstruction is just the education that we've all received that has us thinking that we need all of these proteins and carbs and fats and vitamins and things to be happy, healthy, and well. It's a thought process. It's a paradigm that's been put inside of our head, and we've been educated that way. We've been educated in a way that creates our sickness, illness, or disease. So it's like a re-education that has to happen. The modern day technology, which allows us to observe inside the body, cameras that can be put inside the body now, have shown us something different than the cadavers of the past. When we cut open the dead body, we didn't see the fluid system of the body. We didn't see the living system of the body, the breathing system of the body. We didn't see the diaphragms or the fascia of the body, because the fluids, the water, the plasma that's in the lymphatic system, which is actually most of the fluid of the body, that was rushed out of the body when we die. That's leaks out of the body when we die. The fluids leak out of the body when we die. So when we cut open the dead bodies to create the anatomy that we base our health system on, we didn't see the lymphatics, we didn't see the liquids, and we didn't see the importance of the liquids and the fluids and the breath, and we didn't see that it's the breath. It's the breath that inspires and invigorates the body. We didn't see that it's the breath that creates pressure inside of the body and shifts and moves the fascia in the body, or the fluids that are inside the lymphatic system. We couldn't see these things in the dead bodies, and at that time we created the anatomy, and from there the medical association and the entire system that we live in was developed some hundreds of years ago, and we've just continued to follow it. They're not going to now change all of the textbooks and change all the teachings. All of the doctors know this thought process. All of the anatomy teachers know this thought process. It's not going to change. We're not going to change the paradigm and uproot the whole apple cart of the economy. The globe is not going to change its system or method, because there's too many dollars involved here. Everybody's financially involved. It's a societal problem. So it puts the onus upon the individual to find and create their own health, to find their own way to health. It has to become something that each person does for themselves. They have to go on their own pilgrimage, their own search to discover. And there's so much misleading information, and there's so many social media sites that are promoting, the carnivore diet. There's so many social media sites that are promoting the mixed food diet, and there's so many social media sites that are promoting the fruitarian or the raw food or the vegan. I mean, there's all these different approaches to health, and the truth is that it really depends on your mind. Like, if you don't believe something, it cannot be your reality. Like, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, you are right. Like, if you don't believe that you can be healthy eating fruits and vegetables, then you cannot be. If you don't believe that you can be healthy just eating protein, then you cannot be. So, like, if your mind's not around it, then your body won't get around it. So you have to get mentally ready for something new. Like, you have to learn something new, so you believe something different. And you have to really look at the truth. I mean, look at our teeth. We don't have teeth like a cat. We don't have teeth like a lion. We don't have a digestive system of a lion. We don't have a digestive system of a horse. We're not a herbivore. We're not a carnivore. We're not like a bear. We're not an omnivore, but we are a frugivore, like the primate. We eat mostly fruits and some green leafy vegetables, and a fluid diet. And if we start to do that, the body will start to clean itself out, and something new can happen. But see, like, if I don't have that understanding, then I can't find the truth of health that exists in cleansing the body. Now, there's a lot of information out there that'll tell you, don't cleanse or detox your body. You don't have to. It's a scam that they'll say this. But if you cleanse your body, you'll see for yourself that the body starts to look and feel better itself. And what I've found through cleansing, and as I've cleansed my body, is that my health has just improved and improved and improved. My energy has just gotten better and better and better, and my sleep has gotten better and better. My strength and my body fat has come down. My strength has gone up, my body fat has come down, my digestion has improved. Everything, aches and pains in the body have just gone away. So I found I restored and regained my health by a cleansing approach. And so But the reason why I found that is because I educated myself in that way. But what happens to a lot of people is they just look for the quick answer, like, oh, the answer is eat fruits. This person said eat fruits, so then you just start eating fruits. But you don't have the thought process that's required in order for you to be successful with that model. Like, if you have the same old education, anatomy and physiology and protein and macros and calories and carbs and sugars, if you have all those thoughts in your head, but you're eating fruits, you won't get the result that you want or need. It's like you have to change your mind. Like, how to get somebody else to change their mind? You just can't make another person change their mind. Again, it comes to the onus upon the individual that they have to re-educate themselves and take responsibility for themselves and their health. Whoa, you're done already? That fast? Okay, that was quick.